questions, I guess?
Dan, do you have anything?
Nothing, thanks.
Rob? Okay. Jennifer, do you have anything else?
We have certified the 2019 assessed values and have realized a $20 million increase over 2018 certified net assessed value. So just thought I'd share that with you.
Certified AV of 20 million plus. Okay. Plus one. Janet,
Yeah.
do you have anything? Sherry?
So as we discussed, I am looking at a software change as well. I was kind of waiting on the Peters report to kind of have a better idea of where the funding's going to come from. I have an idea. They will split my conversion cost over 4 years, and if I can move my salary out of reassessment back into county general, I should be able to pay for that. But I was waiting on the Peters report. I have more information online. I can go through it now, or I can wait. And also, it's up to your pleasure if you want to go and hear about it, or you want me to do that at another time. I can put it on the agenda another time if you'd like. I mean,
That'd be all right, but what I hear you say is if your salary comes out of county general, you pay for your software?
yes, I sent it off to Peters with the information, so I was kind of waiting to hear back from him. But initially, it looks to me like my conversion cost, which they'll split it over 4 years, is around $45,000. So if we were to move my salary back out of reassessment into county general, then I should be able to pay for that, which is kind of what my reassessment fund is intended for. So, and then there's that annual fee, which would still come out of IT. So that's my thought.
And you talked to IT about what you...
Yes, there's nothing significant that would need to be done. The change, we're pretty sufficient on what we have. So. But I'll schedule that for another agenda, unless you have questions for me now.
Thanks for the insight.
Yes, thanks.
And we should know more after next Tuesday.
Yes, that sounds good. Thanks.
Thanks, Sherry. Mark Bumwell, you have anything to enlighten us with?
I do not, thank you.
Beth?
I have nothing else, thank you.
County Highway?
On our community crossing grant, we have one more road left to be paved, which is 700 East, which is going to be pretty major. We're going to be on it for a while.
I noticed you've put a lot of culverts in that road
Yes.
recently, so
Yep.
it's good.
The boys are out jump paving, trying to get around town a little bit, and now they're moving out in the county. We have that new boom mower, been knocking the brush out with that. Working great.
Good. Anything else?
For the record, the new boom mower didn't come from boom machinery sales. That did not come from machinery sales. That's all I'll say.
You think so, for just all right. Anybody from 4-H or Food Extension? Anything from Soil and Water done?
Board meeting going on.
Okay. And Rick Hernandez is here from Chamber of Commerce. He was here last meeting. I asked him if he had anything, and he didn't. Do you have anything to enlighten us with today?
I do, but for the sake of time, I can always wait. I know this has been a marathon of a meeting.
Oh, you haven't seen a marathon.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, overachievers. I'll just take a quick second. Stand. Get my notes out. Try to be very, very mindful. In October, we're bringing an expert placemaker by the name of Peter Kageyama to town. With all the developments of the Economic Development Authority, made up by the county and the city, and all the new things happening with the stellar grants and all those types of things. The chamber felt it pertinent to bring an expert in who has an eye for these things and understands kind of what we're doing and help us appreciate them. You know, we see a lot of paving, we see a lot of dust and grime and inconvenience with traffic and, down the long list, but help us understand the long-term effects and really what the investment by the county and the city is doing for long-term for each of its citizens. So that's happening October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Of course, all elected officials, department heads, you'll get invites in your mailbox, kind of with more information, kind of some times. There'll be an invite-only dinner. There'll be some of those special events where you get to sit down one-on-one with him and kind of network, kind of gnaw on his ear and get his eye. He's been all over the world. He's written a couple of books that are for sale at the Carnegie Museum. If you want to get more acquainted with his ideas and his thoughts, great books. I've read one, working on the second one. Everyone has an emotional connection to this place. I'm sure there's been a lot of meetings in the past year. There's been a lot of highly emotion gets displayed, and he kind of reverberates that. And so looking forward to that event for our community as a whole. It's going to be a great investment, and thank you to the county and thank you to the city for the major investment you're making in that event. Had a conversation with AT&T. They're here locally, so kind of spurred from just kind of our chamber, trying to get them involved and get them signed up. We secured a date and a time to have Mr. Mills and also Mr. Johnson, remember that time, Don, to have some discussions about the need of internet access out in the rural parts of our county. So we're going to have a great discussion scheduled for later on this month. We're going to meet over breakfast. You got to put some food involved, right? So hopefully some good things come to fruition out of that meeting. Also, the city is doing a countywide job fair, which the chamber is involved with, of course, with the need that's going on today, in most of our employment places. And so we're working with them in order to get that accomplished. In the 4-H building coming up August the 25th, I believe is the Friday. So we kind of be on the lookout for that. If anyone wants to be part of the city, the county, if anyone wants to be there with any departments trying to hire someone, please let us know. We'd love to get you involved in that. Of course, the chamber does an annual expo. We kind of rebranded it instead of a business expo. We're kind of doing a network expo and a job fair as well, so that's coming up in October. The chamber is rolling out some benefits for small businesses in the health services arena. It's not health insurance, but it's a health service. We partner with Franciscan Health and kind of created the same kind of clinic that you guys have with the city and HHSB and the school districts, but made it exclusive to our chamber members so that they can experience the same benefit that y'all are experiencing as well. So we've got that off the ground and rolling. It's been very successful. Of course, my wife and kid have already gone there and had some great experience. So we're very grateful for that opportunity with Franciscan Health. And then also we're developing a collaborative marketing piece for our community. The chamber has taken the initiative working with the Visitors Bureau with Crawfordsville and Main Street to tell our story. Because I've heard it said many times since I've been doing this for the past year that we tell our story really well to each other. We get excited about it. But to tell it outside the county, we don't really do a good job with that. So we had a collaborative piece that we've really worked really hard. Had a Wabash intern who's done a fantastic job. Should be hitting print probably within the week. Has some digital copies if y'all like to be exposed to it, kind of see what it is. I'd love to pass it out to you guys on the council and the commissioners as well. Kind of get your eyes on that. But that's kind of what we're working. We're just trying to move forward as a community, just trying to be a benefit and come alongside you guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thanks, Rick. Okay. We'll go with committee reports, liaison reports. Mark Smith, do you have anything? Dick?
No.
Mark Davidson?
Just a quick note from the Montgomery County Economic Development Authority that next Friday, August 24th, from 8 to 5 at the 4-H building, there will be a county-wide job fair, which is, I think, a great thing. And this is going to be open to all businesses in the county, including small businesses. So you might get the word out to anybody you know that's looking to hire an employee that they are welcome to come seeking employees or seeking employment, whichever they desire that day. So I think that's a good thing, and hopefully there'll be a good turnout on both ends, and we'll meet some, get some people to meet their new employers there, possibly. Also, I'd like to report that, again, reiterate that the Animal Welfare League, I feel like is doing a fantastic job with some really good people right now that are working very hard, and they're very frugal with their money, and just do a great job. And as far as the CCC, I think I appreciate everybody's input on that and taking care of getting that funded. On a matter from last month's meeting, when I requested to see about the possibility of rescinding the ERA for Sugar Creek and Madison Townships. And I have done a lot of research on that, and I've found a lot of information on establishing an ERA and very little to none on rescinding an ERA. But I would like to turn this over to Rob for a second here, but I still feel like it was an unjustifiable designation at the time. You know, it was based on some estimates that I don't believe are true as far as the amount of employment that was going to be established due to these wind turbine companies. It just doesn't seem like, when I researched that there's a potential for 27 full-time jobs paying $49,000 annually. So I think there was some misinformation that led to that possibly. And in regards to that, what I read in the Journal Review today that was spoken yesterday at the Commissioners meeting, I think that attorneys all are very open to stating their opinion on things, but I don't think that any attorney is an actual judge when it comes to something that's how it's going to come out in court. So I don't believe that should be discussed before things go to court. I do believe that before it's all over with, there will be some lawsuits in Montgomery County due to wind farms. I think that's the case in just about every county right now where it has this situation. The lawsuits come from different directions, so there's likely to be lawsuits against these towns, and there's also likely to be lawsuits against the county from residents that feel like they have been unjustifiably placed in an economic revitalization area. And to tell you the truth, I've been visiting with these towns and their town boards, and they're overwhelmingly disgruntled with the commissioners and with the county attorney for the situation that they feel like they've been put in to protect their citizens, because they feel like that they have been left holding the bag to protect their citizens. There were 83 people present at the meeting in Alamo when they had their first reading to enact the ordinance to protect the citizens in the surrounding area. And I asked the people in the meeting if they were in favor of countywide zoning, and out of the 83, without an exact count, about 75 people adamantly said they are not in favor of zoning, but they in favor of ordinances to protect them from things that might affect their health and well-being. And that's just a cross-section, I think, of what the people in this county feel like. So I think, Rob, do you have any information on what I requested last month?
Well, yeah, as I told you, Mark, before the meeting, you kind of hit the nail on the head. There's a lot on establishing these ERAs. It takes a hearing, a public hearing. It takes a number of other steps. There's very little information on rescinding them. I think these are a fairly new animal in the state of Indiana, and because of that, there's not a lot about rescinding them. They're obviously meant to be positive and forward-looking, and nobody thinks about undoing those type of areas. So I guess at this moment I'm going to punt, because I'm not sure if I wouldn't want to advise the council to rescind something until we know how we want to do that, and we may need to do it in a manner in which it was enacted, which is typical. I'm not sure a simple vote's going to just knock one of these out. So we have to look at it, be careful before we step into that. And attorneys are by their nature very conservative, so that would be my current assessment. But that doesn't mean we can't continue to pursue it further. We can.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you. Greg?
No, I'd just like to hear what John said about the CBC. I think the Visitors Bureau and the CBC are really, moving into the 21st century to promote the county as far as tourism and all that. So I just wanted to hear what John.
Gary?
Two things. We are moving forward with the IRPs. That's one of the products of it. Everybody's got to agree how long they've worked at the county. So that's going to get done before budget is over. The other thing I wanted to ask is, I don't know if everybody knows, Jim Pax had some health problems. I hope that helps. I want to thoughts and prayers for him, some heart issues. So.
Said he's got to eat grass and twigs now, but he's going to be fine. I talked to him this morning. He'll appreciate that. Don't give anything.
Yeah, I don't have anything to report other than the fact that I just learned before the meeting started that Rod Jenkins passed away yesterday morning.
Couldn't hear you.
Rod Jenkins passed away yesterday morning at 6 a.m. He was a former highway director for years, did a good job for us, been in failing health for quite a while, but just wanted to tell you to have your thoughts and prayers for his family and what they're going through right now with their loss. Anyway. I would, moving on, I don't have anything to report as far as the committee. The budget committee does need to get together. Jennifer, is there anything back from the vendor yet that we can use as far as budget?
Yeah, I emailed it to everybody.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's looking like.
We can do a printed copy if you want.
I would like
You
that
know,
very
I
much.
lean against that, but.
I know you do.
I know. We'll just have to agree to disagree on that. It's okay?
Yes.
But yes, I emailed out this big PDF to everybody. It's kind of colorful even. Yeah. that
Is the
has-
printed copy going to be colored?
No.
Is it gonna have
No, I'm
pictures?
saving on toner, man.
Yeah, I would appreciate a copy of that, and urge the budget committee to start looking over what they have, and I suppose after next week's meeting, we can get together, we're gonna know what we got, and what we have to work with, and what direction we need to go. I noticed earlier in our discussion on special meetings and what have you, was the evening meetings that have been kind of traditional for a few years to meet with the department heads on budget issues. Do you guys still want to do that? I'm going to kind of leave it up to you. Or do we need to go through, does the budget committee need to meet first and kind of see if we have any big questions and then decide whether we're going to go from there? And if we decide to have the evening meetings, the budget committee will set those up and the auditor will send out invitations. Would that work very well?
That's fine. Yeah, I just have to give at least 2 days notice.
Okay, all right.
But,
So those may be coming, may not. We'll decide as a budget committee whether to do that. Moving on to claims, we have a claim for Peters for $598.22. I would entertain a motion to pay this.
Move to approve the claim.
Mark Davis moves,
Second.
Mark Smith, second. Any questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Brings us down to public comment. Anybody want to make any public comment? Please limit to 3 minutes.
Hi, I'm Rashawn, 3480 North, 500 East, Crawfordsville. I just have a couple things to say about this planning grant. I really feel like this was a blatant case of it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. It's left the council holding the bag. You've had to approve something that has been repeatedly shot down in this county. I mean, how many times are we going to beat this dead horse? It makes the council on record as approving funding for this, which I think is appalling. I have asked what strings are attached to this Oprah grant and have gotten, it's given to us so that we never have to ask for it again. As we all know, money never comes without strings attached, so I'd kind of like to have someone explore that and let us know. Again, I feel this is a tactic that is bullying and strong-arming us into a planning and zoning program that we don't want. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Excuse me. I'm Deanna Durrett, 3391 East Oldcoat Road. And this is just a question that occurred to me and a couple of other people too. When the comment was made at the commissioners meeting yesterday, I think Mr. Frey made the comment about the small towns potentially pursuing the 4-mile zoning issue. What did occur to me was the concern about the cost should that go to litigation, and my own concern that I hope there's a way in terms of the legal manifestations that the council would not end up bearing the cost of litigation against the town. I don't think that's possible, but it was a concern, so I just wanted to lay that in front of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can I make a public comment for a moment?
Sure.
Beth Sessions, celebrating 30 years of doing what she's doing. I think she at least needs some.
Are you really celebrating that?
Well, that, some days yes, some days no.
We're just very fortunate to have that level of expertise here in our counties, I think.
Thank you.
My name is Bill Mullen, I live on 231 North, and for the record, the town's 4-mile extraterritorial is not zoning. It just regulates, in these ordinances, an energy. Secondly, I'd like to say that I spoke yesterday. I've been speaking very seldom, but yesterday I wasn't planning on speaking, but I felt like I had to say what I believe about the legality of the town's doing what the county commissioners have not done. Thank you.
I come to you as a parent of 4-H'ers. I just want to thank you for your support of 4-H. We just had several Montgomery County kids do extremely well at the state fair, county fair conducted. You guys don't get a lot of thanks. You hear about 4-H before, but when it's over, I don't know that parents have an opportunity to do that. So as a parent of 4-H'ers, I want to thank you for that. It's a great youth program in our county. My children have benefited. A lot of kids have, so thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Any other public comment? When we were going through all the department heads and what have you, I skipped a little more. Still,
Luckily for you, I don't have to say no.
okay. And is the clerk here?
I don't think.
I didn't see the clerk earlier. Anybody else that I missed? Please chair sits pretty well. All right. Our next meeting is going to be budget hearing, and it's going to be on 9/11/2018 at 9 a.m. So, hope to see y'all there, and now I would entertain a motion. Gary, make a motion? I'll second it. All in favor, say aye. Thank you all for coming.
Oh, gosh.